Good evening. Good evening to all of you. Okay, Manishi, shall we start now? Okay. So good evening to all of you. So today I'm going to discuss all such important topics, as I say, which were there in the news in the past week. Okay. So first topic of the day, you might have read about that in the newspaper regarding sustainable development goals. Okay. We have discussed too many things like sustainable development goals index of India, sustainable development goals index, which has been published by United Nations. Now this is about sustainable development goals report. This index and report, there is some difference. Index in index, what they used to publish, they publish the performance of the countries, okay, how they are performing or what is their achievement so far. But in report, in this year report, what they have highlighted some of the shortcomings which sustainable development goals are facing. Okay, and this is not only about one country or two country, all such member countries who have attained or who have committed towards the goals of sustainable development or towards the goal which has been fixed in by United Nations, that is called sustainable development goals. So basically this report of 2021, it is surrounded by COVID-19. Because of COVID-19, as we know, what is the situation right now of the world, of India, of our country, and so there are many shortcomings because of COVID-19. And this report of 2021, it has highlighted where countries are performing. Okay, what is the stand of countries, all such countries who have committed towards these goals, what is their performance? Okay, performance in the sense during COVID-19, basically it has been analyzed. So these goals, sustainable development goals, that has been this report has been published by United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, that is called DESA. Okay, Department of Economic and Social Affairs. So that has been launched at a high level political forum of sustainable development goals session, which has been held recently. So it has highlighted what had been the impact of COVID-19 on sustainable development goal implementation. So basically it has highlighted, this report has highlighted, or you can say the main theme of this report, that was about the impacts of COVID-19 on the achievements of sustainable development goals and its implementation. Okay, how it is working, how it is functioning. So it has identified all such areas that require urgent and coordinated action. Coordinated action of the word, that is the meaning of coordinated action. Okay, and urgent requirement. So report had been prepared by using data and estimates in global SDG indicators, a database that comprise global, regional and country data, and metadata on the official SDG indicators. What are those indicators? Those 17 indicators of sustainable development goals. So on those 17 indicators, what is the data has been collected from all such countries, and on the basis of those data, they have highlighted this report or publish this report. So as per this report, there has been progress in availability of internationally comparable data on SDGs, and some of the indicators included in global SDG database that increased from 115 in 2016 to 211 in 2011. So these are those indicators, basically those are you can say these are those goals of sustainable development goals. So COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted data operations like population census worldwide. Okay, as we know, like 2021 census was due for India, but it has been delayed. Okay, so on the basis of old data, okay, older data, this sustainable development report has been issued. Okay, so first development goals or sustainable development goal, that is about eradication of poverty, and that is this is the first goal. So global poverty rate, that has been estimated to 7% in 2030, and it has missed its target of eradication of poverty. Okay, this is because of impact of, this is the impact of COVID-19. Basically the target area, the target year, that is 2030. Okay, by 2030 all such 17 goals has to be achieved, but this disruption has come because of COVID-19. It means so this is not the only reason of missing out of the target. Okay, we are still 9 years away from the target year. 2020. But can you see, can you analyze this? This report is saying that global poverty rate now it has been estimated at 7%. So this is the estimation of present, okay, the current data. So it means world has failed, or they have missed this target to eradicate poverty, and we don't know, we do not have any idea what is going to happen by 2030. But here you can analyze one thing. This COVID-19 is the only one reason, okay, this is not the only one reason. There might be some loopholes in the implementation. This is just a reason that came in between, okay. But this is unfair to say that because of COVID-19 we are missing out the target of eradication of poverty. So this would be wrong. Why? Because this has come right now, and it has what it has done, what COVID-19 has done, it has basically increased the rate, okay. This is not the sole reason behind increasing the rate of poverty, or whatever 7% has been estimated, but it has become one of those factors. Or you can say there might be some loopholes in the implementation what implementation of SDG goal 1. And if SDG goal 1 is about eradication of poverty, it means all such member countries who have committed towards these goals, now they have to implement those schemes, those programs which is targeting eradication of poverty in their countries. So it means what? It means that countries are basically failed. Okay, they have failed, or they have shortcomings are there in the implementation of eradication of poverty in their countries, okay. And the added or additional factor is what? COVID-19. Then second goal, that is about 22% of children under 5, they are found stunted. 6.7% have found who are suffering from wasting, and it has also reduced life expectancy. Okay, so this has basically added, or we can say fuel has been added into the fire because of COVID-19. Then third goal, so because of COVID-19, it has halted or reversed progress in health, and it has reduced life expectancy basically. Okay. Then fourth goal, if we talk about, just give me 1 second. Yeah, so a fourth sustainable development goal, if we talk about, so that is about 9% of children who are studying in grades 1 to 8. They have come below the minimum reading proficiency level in 2020. Why it has happened? Because of breakdown in the education. We are aware of the situation in our country. And we know what is going on regarding education. Online, we moved from offline to online in 2020, in 2021, and we had a hope that by 2021 everything will be online. Okay, not online, sorry, inline. Okay, it means we will be back to our normal lives. Okay, by 2021, but it didn't happen. In 2021, second wave came. Then a third wave is also approaching, and in this wave, okay, what is going on? Education is hampering basically. We have seen 10th examination, 10th standard examination has been cancelled, 12th standard examination has been cancelled. Okay, so here examination, this is not only about examination, this is about the entire education system. You can see right from preparatory till 12th standard, there is no proper online classes because we are running out of resources. Rural India, there are no resources, or you can say lack of resources are there. People, they do not have smartphones. People, they do not have laptops. People, they do not have proper platform so that they can provide their children online education. Okay, many of these schools, we know that in our country, formal education and informal education, there is a huge gap, okay, between these type of educations. And if we talk about rural India, there are many of these schools which had been opened in the village area. So those schools, they are basically, even if they want to provide online education, but parents, or you can say pupils, they are not in favor of this. Okay, they are not in favor to go for online education. Why? They feel that this is wastage of time. Okay, they can send their children to schools like they used to send earlier, and then their children can get education what they used to get earlier. Okay, the normal life what they used to have, that will be back. Okay, but listen, but just see now what is the situation right now. They have lapsed by 2 years, 2020 and 2021. Okay, so 2 years loss they had. Many of these schools, they have opted for promoting the students. Okay, there is no provision of holding any examination. So this is a kind of bluff what we are doing with our future, with our students. So here what it has been shown, so this is the situation of India. Okay, what I'm saying. And this is not on this SDG, it is not only about India, it is about the world. So at world level, 9% of children who are studying between 1 to 8 grades, they have come below minimum reading proficiency levels in 2020 because of COVID-19. Then fifth, sustainable development goals. What is about fifth? That is about gender equality. So in this, 25.6% has been found of national parliamentarians are women. Okay, gender equality it is talking about. So it has found that 25.6% women are there who are national parliamentarians. 36.3% are in the local government, or you can say local government representatives are there, and 28.2% had occupied at managerial position. So some improvement had been seen in the gender equality. Gender equality means what? It means men, what's a male female equality. Okay, and this equality is not only in the profession, not only at the professional level, but at every sphere. Okay, in every sphere, at every level, whether it is education, whether it is profession, whether it is schooling, whether it is informal sector. Okay, so at every place or in every sphere, this gender equality should be seen. So it has found that 25.6% increment has been seen in the national parliamentarians who are women. 36.3% are holding local government. Okay, they are representatives of local government. 28.2% had been occupied at managerial position. Then sixth, sustainable development goals, it talks about clean water and sanitation. So 2 billion people, they do not have access to safe drinking water, and 3.6 billion people are deprived of safely managed sanitation. So this is what clean water and sanitation. So here also we are basically far behind the target. Okay, many of the or you can say a large chunk of population, they still do not have safe drinking water facilities. Okay, and similarly 3.6 billion people, they are also deprived of or depriving of safely managed sanitation. It means unhygienic situation they are living in. They do not have access to clean water. Then seventh goal, it is talking about affordable and clean energy. Okay, so here it has been found that 2.6 billion people are vulnerable to dangerous and inefficient cooking systems. What is the meaning of that? It means traditional fuel system, coal they are using, wood or wooden fuel they are using, or any type of inefficient cooking system they are using. So what is the implication of this? Implication is the health or deterioration of health of women. Basically, they are prone to, or they are exposed to many health ailments, and especially breath or breathing problems they get because of smoke what they get from the traditional fuel. Okay, so still many people, they are vulnerable to dangerous and inefficient cooking system. Then SDG 8, it is talking about decent work and economic growth. So here it has been found that COVID-19 has led to loss of 255 million full-time jobs. We have seen in our country, and it might have been or you can say in the world. Okay, so we have seen that during COVID-19, in many of the private sectors, many of the public sectors, informal sectors, women basically, or female you can say, they have lost their job at large scale. Males have also lost their jobs, but if you see this gender divide, so in this gender divide, female have lost their jobs at larger scale, and especially in the unorganized sector. Okay, so here it has been found that 255 million people, they have lost their full-time jobs. It means professional jobs. Okay, then SDG 9, which is talking about industry, innovation and infrastructure. Okay, so here it has been found that manufacture of medium and high tech products had contributed for economic recovery in 2020. It has been seen in our country, agriculture and Manrega, that has supported our economy for a time period. Okay, for a time being. Okay, so here manufacture of medium and high tech products had contributed in the economic recovery in 2020. And why high tech products? Because that was the time due to COVID-19. What happened? Entire world, wherever COVID-19 effect has been seen, what they did, they basically shifted from offline to online mode. And for online mode, what they required high speed, what's the internet. Okay, and to support high speed internet, they required supporting system, laptops, computers, smartphones, whatever. Okay, so how they will get those? They will get on the basis of production, on the basis of manufacturing. Okay, so it has led, or it has supported manufacturing of medium and high tech products, which has contributed towards economic recovery in 2020. Then 10th goal, that is about reduced inequalities in every sphere it is talking about. So it has found that for every 1 lakh persons, 311 are refugees in 2020. Why? Because we have seen, because of COVID-19, many of the people, they had to migrate to their countries. Okay, and they had to migrate from one place to another place. That happened. Many of the Indians who were working in the overseas, they had to go back to India. They had to come back to India. So in that situation, what happened? Somewhere 311 among 1 lakh population had been found as refugees in 2020. That was the impact of COVID-19. Then 11th goal, which is talking about sustainable cities and communities. So this is a type of, what's say, environmental or environmental goal, one of the environmental goals. So it is talking about sustainable cities and communities. Okay, so in this, what happened? Half of world's urban population has access to public transport. Okay, so that has been found. Then 12th goal, which is talking about responsible consumption and production. So here it has been found that global material footprint had increased by 70% between 2000 and 2017. So this is pre-COVID-19 time period. Okay. Then 13th goal, which is talking about climate action. We know that whatever situation we are facing right now, the sudden change in the temperature, sudden change in the climate, we have seen, you might have read in the newspaper that USA and Canada, there we have found what's a very highest increase in the temperature. Okay, it is in the temperate region, but here it has been found that day temperature was somewhere around 49 degrees Celsius, and because of that, many of the trees, houses had it has burnt. Okay, it has got burnt. Why it has happened? That was because of climate change. Okay, that was one of the reasons. So whether it was natural or man-made, we know this climate action, this climate change, this is because of man-made reasons. Okay, because of increase in the temperature, because of our desires. Okay, so because of this, 13th goal is talking about climate action. And in this report, it has found that global average temperature, it was at increase at 1.2 degrees Celsius in 2020. Okay. Then 14th goal, which is about life below water. It means marine ecosystem it is talking about. And this in this ecosystem, this is not only about floral, but it is also about faunal. Okay, it means fishes, fisheries, many type of or organisms, many type of species. Okay, so their safety is being talked about in 14th goal. So in this, dead zones have increased from 400 in 2008 to 700 in 2019. So it is also about pre-COVID-19 time period. Then 15th goal, which is talking about life on land. It means it is about protection of those animals, species whose life are under threat because of our desires. So this is about 15th goal. So in this 15th goal, between 2000 to 2020, 100 million hectares of forest had been lost. Okay, why it has been lost? Because of growing urbanization, increasing urbanization, because of corridors, because of highways that has been built, because of urbanization. And these are the reasons behind this. Then 16th goal, which is talking about peace, justice, and strong institutions. So here it has been found that child labor had increased to 160 million in 2020, and it has accounted for first increase for 2 decades. It means in 2 decades, it was found a highest increase. Okay. Then Sustainable Development Goal 17, goal number 17, when it's talking about partnership to achieve the goals, okay, towards the goals. So partnership of all the countries, okay, who are members of it. So about 3.7 billion people, which is account for half of the world's population, they are still not online. It means whatever goal has to be achieved, they are still not in the line of it to achieving this goal. Okay, it means there are some shortcomings, some loopholes in the implementation or in the achievement of these goals. So this has been found out in the report, Sustainable Development Goals report of 2019. Sorry, 2021. Okay. So this is all about this article. Now, so as the pandemic has continued, and this Sustainable Development Goals report of 2021, so it has outlined some significant impacts in many of the areas which are apparent. We have already talked about it. So global extreme poverty, it has rose for the first time in over 20 years, and 119 to 124 million people, they are being pushed back into extreme poverty in 2020 because of COVID-19, because of loss of jobs. Okay, so that has been seen. So there is a risk for generational catastrophe regarding schooling, where additional 101 million children, they have fallen below the minimum reading proficiency level. We have already talked about it. Potentially they are being wiped out 2 decades of educational gains. Basically whatever we are facing right now, it is going to impact in the future. And this is not only about 2 years, 2020 and 2021. Whatever lost we have faced right now, we are not able to understand it, we are not able to realize it, but in future we will realize, okay, and then it will be very late. So women, they have faced increased domestic violence because of COVID-19. What happened? People, they started living in the houses, okay, they do not have any activity outdoors, so indoors they had to live together. And in that situation, you might have seen last year that domestic violence cases was on its rise. Many of the divorce cases has been filed because of domestic violence or increasing domestic violence. Child marriage, that has been projected to rise after a decline in recent years. And why it happened? Because of growing poverty. Unpaid and underpaid care work is increasingly and disproportionately falling on the shoulders of women and girls. That impacted their educational and income opportunities and even their health as well. Okay, then global economic slowdown, that has been there in 2020. Concentrations of major greenhouse gases continued to increase. And we have seen all such industrial effluents that was on its peak, okay, because of manufacturing, because of vehicular emissions. It was shut down for a temporary time period, but after, when economy started opening up, what happened? The same situation, similar situation had been seen. In fact, it was an increase in that situation had been seen. Increase in the population had been found out. So with the global average temperature that reached about 1.2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial level, climate crisis has well and truly arrived, and its impact are being felt across the world. I have given you one example of USA and Canada, where daytime temperature, in fact, morning temperature had been found at 47 degrees Celsius, and daytime temperature, it was found at 49 degrees Celsius. Now understand this, 49 degrees Celsius, this is the temperature what we find in the desert area, which locates in the 15 to 30 degrees latitude. There we find daytime temperature 49 degrees Celsius. And countries like USA and Canada, they have found they had been recorded 49 degrees Celsius in the daytime. So this is the direct consequence of climate change. Okay. Pandemic has also brought immense financial challenges, especially for developing countries, with a significant rise in debt, distress, and dramatic decrease in the foreign direct investment and trade. During COVID-19 2020, it was said that India was found an ideal place to get FDI. Okay, and India has received highest FDI in the meantime. But when economy started opening up, then it was found that FDI was on its decline. Because FDI, basically, we have discussed, I think, in the class, that if we talk about FDI, these are of two types, whether it is brownfield and greenfield. Brownfield, it means already existing company is there in the country, and you are getting some investments from outside. okay, or you can say investment from other country. Greenfield, if we talk about that foreigner, one foreign country, they are establishing their new, they are establishing their company in the, or newly opened company in our country. This is what greenfield. Okay, so basically greenfield is preferable, but there has been found a decline in this because of COVID-19. Trade has been disrupted because of lockdowns in the world. Okay, decrease in foreign investment, foreign direct investments, debt distress has been increased. Okay, many of the projects have been slipped out from the hands of India. For example, that was Chabahar port, railway construction in the Chabahar. Then in Sri Lanka as well, Japan and India had committed to construct Eastern Corridor. What was that Eastern Corridor? But China has intervened into it, that it is going to build. Okay, so these kind of situations we had seen during COVID-19, and it was direct impact of COVID-19 basically. Why? Because countries, they are not able to work, able to do good economically or financially in their own country, and this was the reason that at world level or at global level, they obviously, if they are not domestically, they are not doing good, then how globally they will be able to good, they will be able to do financially do good. So that was the situation because of COVID-19, it has been found. Okay, so this is all about this article. Any questions in this, you can ask here, else I'll move on to the next one. I speak very fast. Acha, theek hai, I'll go slow. Salim, you have asked about dead zones. Okay, basically, dead zone is the area within the water. Okay, where you will find very minimum level of oxygen, and this very minimum level of oxygen, this is because of change in the temperature. Okay, so dead zones means what? Dead. This is a zone which is having lack, or which is having less oxygen. So that prompts to, or that leads to death. Okay, death. So in those zones, if you get trapped into it, so because of lack of oxygen, it will impact the life of the people. That is what. So this dead zone you will find in the oceanic water. Okay, or in any lake or any water body. Greenfield, as I've said, for example, there is one US based company, okay, and they want to invest in India. How they will do it? Okay, they have two options, whether to go for greenfield or to go for brownfield. Greenfield means that whatever occupation, it means this US based company, they are going to newly set up their company in the country, in India. Okay, so what they will do, they will have this we will have, or India will have a newly opened company which is based out of USA. They have opened their new center, new branch in India. This is what greenfield. Okay, green means new. Okay, newer. So new company will be opened which is based out of USA, and this will be what new will be there? New building, new name of the company, employees, maybe they will be of USA, or maybe they will hire from our country. Okay, or they will hire from India. Bilkul, bilkul, bilkul. So any country, any company which is based out of foreign, okay, any foreign country, and they want to or they aspire to open the branch or their branch in India. This is what? This is called greenfield. Brownfield means what? For example, I am running one company. Okay, I'm running one company. It is going good. Okay, financially, I'm earning well. And some other foreign company, foreign countries company, they want to invest in my company. So this will be what? This will be brownfield. Okay, that already set up company was there, and another outsider company, they want to invest in my company. This is called brownfield. Okay, ज्यादा फास्टर हो तो प्लीज मुझे बीच में ही बोल दो, so that you would not be, or you can say you may not be uh, skip any point or anything. Okay. Salim, there are certain reasons. Basically, the main reason behind this climate change, or climate change से क्या होगा? Temperature, increase in temperature. Basically, whenever temperature increases in the water body, what happens? Oxygen level. In fact, pollution is one of the reasons as well. Pollution, increase in temperature. Because of that, what happens? Oxygen level gets decreased. Okay, and this is because of because of that, what happens? A dead zone gets created. Okay. Chalo. Now, recently you might have read this news in the newspaper in the Hindu that Zika virus cases has been find reported in Kerala. And in 2015-16, this Zika virus case had been found in Kerala itself. Okay, and this was the origin of Zika virus is not in India. That was in South, Latin America. Okay, and from there, the tourists they came to Kerala, and so they were carrier of Zika virus, and because of that, Zika virus reached to country. So recently, new cases has been found or reported in Kerala of Zika virus. So in between this surge of COVID-19, Kerala had officially confirmed its first case of Zika virus. And this Zika is what? This is a mosquito-borne viral disease. Okay? This is a viral disease, and who's the vector? Vector is a mosquito. It means mosquito has carried this virus uh, to human. Okay. So samples of some 13 persons had been taken, and who were suspected to be positive with Zika virus. And it has been sent to National Institute of Virology in Pune. So remember this fact, this in National Institute of Virology, that is NIV, it is situated out in Pune. So symptoms of this viral infections, these are what? These are fever, skin rashes, muscle and joint pain, malaise, conjunctivitis, and headache. So please remember these symptoms basically. Okay. Symptom, you must know symptoms of so and so virus, whatever is in the news, and on the basis of this, you might get questions in the prelims. Okay. So Zika virus, basically, that is a member of virus family that is called Flaviviridae. Okay, so that spread by daytime active Aedes mosquito like A. aegypti and A. albopictus. And this name, which is Zika virus, that has been given to this virus, that has been derived from the forest of Uganda. Okay, where it has been found. The carrier has been found. Bilkul, it happens, and these whatever you are asking, Archana, these cases has been reported earlier in 2015-16. That pregnant lady, she when she gave birth to her kid, that kid was infected of this virus. That was there in the news. Okay, it is very obvious. Mother became a carrier to this virus. Okay, so this Zika had been this name had been given of Zika virus. That was because of or that was derived from the forest of Uganda, where this virus has been first isolated in 1947. So this is not new virus. In 1947, in the forest of Uganda, this Zika mosquito has been found, or sorry, Zika virus has been found. So on the name of the forest, this Zika virus has been named. So Zika virus, that is similar, it is having similar genus with dengue. It means all such symptoms that is similar to dengue. Okay, rashes, skin rashes, headache, conjunctivitis, or other ailments. So that is similar to dengue, yellow fever, Japanese encephalitis, and West Nile viruses. So viruses, these been known to occur with narrow equatorial belts from Africa to Asia since 1950s. And why narrow equatorial belt is the region where this virus occurs? Basically because of the breeding ground, what they get. Okay, bilkul bilkul. So because of breeding ground, or the, you can say, favorable condition, what these mosquitoes get in the narrow equatorial equatorial belt, and that is like Kerala is the region in our country. Why? Where this virus has been found? Because Kerala basically it comes between 0 to 10 degrees latitude. That is what? That is a passage of narrow equatorial belt. Okay. So because of this reason, you will see Kerala is the state where Zika virus cases you can see. Okay, so because of the because of this, as what say in the narrow equatorial belt, it has been found that spread from Africa to Asia, and it started spreading eastward from 2007. And because of this, what happened, it has been declared as an epidemic or epidemic in 2015-16, because many of the cases has been found out find out in 2015-16. So Zika virus, how it gets spread? Basically, it spread through Aedes species of mosquito. So mosquito here, it becomes a carrier of this virus. So these virus, basically, these are found in high density across the state. It means wherever high density population you will find, there are chances of spread of this virus. So Aedes mosquito, basically, it is a carrier of dengue, and that is why the symptoms, whatever you will find of Zika virus, that is similar to dengue, because because this Aedes mosquito, they are carrier to dengue, and they breed in stagnant fresh water and rest indoors mostly. And then that happens. That is why you will see in morning time, dengue, people or people are prone to get dengue. Okay, why? Because these mosquitoes, basically, they breed out in the fresh water, and whenever dengue cases used to be found in many of the big cities, basically in urban centers, many of the dengue cases had been found till 2020. Till 2020, many of the dengue cases used to be there in our country, and especially in Delhi, Mumbai, okay, or any other big urban centers, many of the cases used to be there. So why? What was the reason? The reason behind it, unhygienic condition. And in fact, government, they circulate these messages that any household, they should not keep water or stagnant water, open stagnant water in their households, whether in bucket or in cooler, okay, or in tank. Whether it water is there in the tank, it should be properly covered. Okay, whether it is in the bucket, it should be properly covered. There should not be any spill of water for longer time. This gives a basic breeding ground for these mosquitoes. Okay, so they basically breed in the stagnant fresh water, and they rest in the houses, and that is why people are more prone to get dengue during morning, or you can say after morning to afternoon time. Okay, so these viruses, basically, these are linked to birth defects and development of Guillain-Barré syndrome, where the immune system of individual attacks the nervous system, and sometimes this infection gets symptomless. Okay, it means you will not find any symptoms, but you are infected with this Zika virus. So viral infection can seriously harm the development of fetus. Archana, you have asked about it, and fetus in the pregnant women, and it may lead to congenital anomalies. Okay, so you will find that after birth of that infant, there might be some deformities in the infant. Okay, deformities, kind of what proper development of brain do not take place in Zika virus infection. Okay, so till now there is no vaccination, there is no medicine. Okay, but only precautionary or precautionary measures are to be taken, and there are some medicines, or there are some line of treatment which is used for the treatment of Zika virus. So because symptoms are similar to dengue and yellow fever, encephalitis, so those medicines which are used in these diseases, these are used in the treatment of Zika virus, but no proper vaccination, no proper cure of Zika virus had been till now had been find out. Okay, so even if these number of cases will be increased in the country, or it will impact the major population of the world, then we might see, or we might get research on Zika virus and research on the vaccination, like what we are having these days of COVID-19. Okay, so this is all about this article. Any questions you can ask here. No questions? Chalo. Basically what happens, symptoms are similar to dengue, but this is not dengue. Okay, symptoms are similar to dengue, but this is not dengue, this is virus. Okay, dengue and Zika, these are mosquito borne. Okay, but still Zika is a virus. Okay, so you cannot go for the exact vaccination what is for dengue. And for dengue there is no vaccination. Vaccination means what? This is a precautionary one. There is a line of treatment for dengue. Dengue का कोई vaccination नहीं है, what as far as I know. Okay, there is proper line of treatment for dengue. Medicines are there, proper line of treatment are there. So those line of treatment are being using in the treatment of Zika virus, but vaccination had not been developed yet. And because this is a virus, okay, virus means it gets active during certain time. Okay, whenever breeding ground had been there, okay, a breeding season, these mosquitoes get, then it is this virus gets spread. Okay. Line of treatment means proper treatment facilities, medication, okay, hospitality. So this is what line of treatment. So proper medication is there. Okay, dengue ka dekha hoga na, what are the line of treatment? Platelet transplantation, transfusion, not transplantation, transfusion. Platelet transfusions are there. Okay, then proper medication, like whatever according to symptoms they get. What is there? Like for fever, for nausea situation. So whatever medicines they are given for dengue, these are being used for the treatment of Zika virus. And not only this, because the symptoms of Zika virus, this is not only similar to dengue. It is also similar to yellow fever, Japanese encephalitis. Okay, symptoms are like that. So these are being used. Okay, for the for example, COVID-19, remember 2020 situation, we were out of vaccination. We did not have any vaccination. Why? Because this was a new virus for us, for the world. And so what they did, remdesivir, then what other vaccines were there? Hydrochloroquine. It was said that hydrochloroquine, it will be efficient and effectively it will work in the treatment of COVID-19. But it didn't get success. Then world scientists, they went for research and development on the vaccination for COVID-19. So in the initial stage, what they did, it was treated like like what viruses had been treated earlier. In fact, the line of treatment, what you get in COVID-19, what is the line of treatment? The line of treatment is oxygen facilities, blood transfusion. When you get antibody generated in your body, then what you do? You go for blood transfusion. Okay, platelet donation, something like that was there. Then what was there? Remdesivir injections used to be given. So that was line of treatment what was used in the initial stage of COVID-19. In fact, this is using these days as well. But vaccination is what? This is a precautionary measure. Precautionary, that you are now well precautioned of this virus. Okay, for us, plasma donation. Yeah, thank you so much. Plasma donation. Okay, so vaccination is what? That now you are safe from this virus. You have created, this antibody has been created in your body. So now this virus would not infect you for certain years, not for the lifetime, but for certain years, whatever its efficacy is. That is the meaning of vaccination. That is the use of vaccination. So it is not in case of Zika virus. The vaccination, hamesha yaad rakhna, this is not treatment, this is precaution. Okay? Chalo. Next article, that is about modifications in agriculture infrastructure fund. So what are those modifications? Basically our cabinet, they have approved this modification. It means new amendments had been taken place in agriculture infrastructure fund. So what is this modification? The modification is aiming to expand 1 lakh crore agriculture infrastructure fund. It means the fund has been expanded in the agricultural infrastructure fund. Why this has been expanded? Because agriculture has been found during COVID-19 or in and especially in COVID-19 in earlier times as well, but especially during COVID-19, it has been found that agriculture has potential to support our economy. What is the potential? This is not only about farming. This is about after farming, after harvesting, what you will do. Whatever product you produce, whatever crop you produce, that has potential to reach out to processing industries. Okay, food processing industry. This is an emerging sector, emerging economy. Okay, and this is the reason why this agricultural infrastructure fund has been expanded. Okay, so it will expand the beneficiary institutions that includes Agriculture Produce Market Committee to avail credit of up to rupees 2 crores from Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. And this credit will be utilized to set up cold storage, sorting, grading, assaying units. Okay, we had seen there were lots of hue and cry regarding new bill regarding agriculture farming bills, and it was there, and it has been said that under new agriculture bill, the role of APMC will be diminished. Okay, there will be no role of APMC, and people will not get MSP benefits. Okay, farmers will not get MSP benefits. That was the what's a fear, and because of that, farmers' protest we have seen in the country. Okay. So, and in this agriculture infrastructure fund, what they did, they have expanded the credit facility, and this credit facility will be given for different purposes to agricultural produce marketing committees, APMCs. Basically APMCs are what, not every state are having is having APMC. Okay, like Bihar, it does not have the setup of APMC. There is there is Samiti system or committee, food committees are there. They purchase food grains from farmers directly and they sell it to FCI. Okay, so basically APMCs are those centers where farmers can reach, they can sell their produce, okay, at certain fixed rate. Okay, in APMC you will find fixed rate, and APMC's control is there in the hands of state government, because agriculture is a state subject. So every state, sorry, not every state is having APMC, or whatever state is having APMC, they have their own fixed price, and this fixed price is not lesser than what central government has fixed. It means there is a floor price. Floor price is what central government has fixed. So state level price, or what's a state government, whatever price they have fixed, that will be above the central level price. Okay, but this price that varies from state to state. Okay, so here this credit facility has been given to APMCs, and they will provide those credit to farmers for cold storage facilities, sorting, grading, assaying. Okay, role of APMC, basically, for example, you are a farmer. Okay, you have produced a crop. Now you need a market where you will go and you will sell your product. Where you will go then? You will go to local dealers. What they will do, and MSP is given by central government. Okay, it's fixed by central government. So every year central government they fix MSP. But where you will sell your produce? Directly to government? No, you will not directly sell it to government. There are certain agencies in every state, and this agency is called APMC, Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee. As the name suggests, agricultural produce marketing. It means this is a market of agricultural produce. And this marketing, this is what? This is a committee. Okay, committee is having some members. Okay, so this is a place where a farmer will go and he will sell his product. Okay, whatever product he has produced in one season. So he will sell that produce on the certain fixed price. This is the main role of APMC. Okay. So, but under this agriculture infrastructure fund, they have expanded the role of APMC. Acha, one more thing is there. You might have read in the agricultural laws, okay, regarding the role of APMC, that in APMCs, why the role of APMC is being farmers are protesting. Farmers are protesting. So there were not only farmers who were protesting against those agricultural laws. but there were also what was that? Agrahars. Okay, agrahars. Who were those agrahars? They were basically middlemen. Okay, so whenever farmer goes to APMC to sell his produce, basically he encounter with middlemen, and that middleman basically he will take you to a so and so committee, okay, where you will find a good deal and you can sell your produce to directly to the APMC. So these agrahars basically they get commission on the sale and purchase of those food grains. Okay, so basically that was the fear of those middlemen, that their commission will be diminished if these agriculture laws will be implemented. And why their role will be diminished, why their commission will be will go away? Because under new agricultural law, there is a provision that now farmers will get a unified market while sitting in their home. They do not need to go to APMC. And basically every state, not every state is having APMC. Okay, and APMC, wherever these APMCs are there, these APMCs might be very, very far away from the farmer's village or farmer's center. So what he will do, he will incur highest transportation cost while reaching his produce to APMC to sell his produce. Okay, exactly. This has been implemented. Okay, now it has become an act. So these agriculture bills, now it has become an act. Now implementation is government is doing it. Okay, they are implementing it. So whenever any bill becomes an act, it means implementation will get started. Okay, so in some of these states it has already get started, like in Punjab, Haryana, it has already get started. In fact, during those farmers protest, there were certain news articles where farmers had been they have given their statement that they have sold their produce directly to the market and they have got very good price, and they have been they have gained because of new agricultural laws. So it has been implemented in many of these states. Okay. Sure. So what modifications have been made? So basically repayment period has been increased from 4 years to 6 years up to 2025 to 26. Repayment means what? Whatever loan people will take. So now the repayment of the loan period has been widened up. That has been increased. Government has extended overall period of this scheme from 10 years to 13 years. And it will be valid for valid till up to 2030 to 32. It means if you will get this loan to avail the benefits of this agriculture infrastructure fund, then this scheme is implementable for 10 to 13 years. Then eligibility to avail loans from agriculture infrastructure fund, it has been extended to state agencies or APMCs. So whatever state agencies are there except APMC, it means, for example, as I've said, that not every state is having APMC. For example, in Bihar, there is SPAC and there is food samiti. Samiti means what? Committees. So committees are there. Okay. And these committees, they are working under FCIs. Basically, FCI godowns are there. So directly they are selling, purchasing produce from farmers. There are say middlemen, but there is no APMC kind of setup. Okay, so whatever loans are being given under agriculture infrastructure fund, so eligibility to avail such loans, it has been extended to state agencies or APMCs, national and state federation of cooperatives. Cooperatives are also there. Federations, self-help groups, and federations of farmers produce organizations. So FPOs, SHGs, cooperatives, they also can avail the benefits of agriculture infrastructure fund. So this extension or expansion has been seen in this new modification. So cabinet has also allowed agriculture minister to make necessary changes whenever is required without seeking center's approval on addition or deletion of beneficiary without altering basic spirit of this scheme. It means cabinet has given this this power to agriculture minister, that whatever necessary changes are required, okay, they can do it without seeking cabinet's approval. Okay, in addition or deletion of beneficiary without altering basic spirit of the scheme. So what is the basic spirit of the scheme? That they have to support farmers from production to processing. Okay. So as per current norms, interest subvention for loan up to rupees 2 crores by one organization or farmers is eligible in only one location under the scheme. And if one eligible entity puts up projects in different locations, then all the projects will be eligible for interest subvention. So private sector entity, they can also have maximum of 25 such projects of it. So it means from any locations they can avail benefits. So limitation of 25 projects will not be applicable to state agencies, national and state federations of cooperatives, federations of self-help groups, or federations of producer organizations. So post of chairman of Coconut Development Board, that also he will be made as a non-executive now. Okay. And cabinet also has approved creation of chief executive officer in the organization. Okay, in the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund organization. So that has been, these changes had been taken place in the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. Okay. Now, next is what? India-European Union cooperation in agriculture sector. So in agriculture sector, as I've said, that agriculture is an aspiring sector. Okay, why? Because not because of production, but because of processing. So processing is what? This is an aspiring sector. In fact, government is providing subsidies. Whosoever wants to go for food processing industries, government would provide fund support in the establishment of food processing industries. So India and European Union, they have come in the cooperation in the agriculture sector. So virtual meeting between our agriculture minister and member of European Commission Agriculture, that has been held on 7th of July this year. So during this meeting, strong momentum of India-EU relations had been acknowledged, and they have discussed European Union Common Agriculture Production Policy. So recently, recent Indian market reforms, UN Food System Summit, EU Farm to Fork strategy, and bilateral cooperations. These are those areas in which they have formed this cooperation. Okay, recent Indian market reforms. What are those? I've talked about agriculture laws. Okay, agriculture acts. Okay, farm acts basically. So they also discussed G20 agriculture minister process and fixation of maximum residual limit of triclazole in Indian basmati rice by European Union. So member of European Commission Agriculture has explained recent reforms which has been undertaken by European Union in Common Agriculture Policy and European Union Farm to Fork strategy to make agriculture green and sustainable. Farm to fork means what? From production to the plate. Okay, whatever you get in the processed way. Okay, so this is what farm to fork strategy. So how they will do it? Wherever production will take place, wherever farmers plots would be there, nearby food processing industries will be set up. Okay, so that crop loss or crop damage can be incurred. Okay. So here, what is the strategy? Strategy is to make agriculture green and sustainable. So sustainability, how it will come? It will come when loss will be less. Okay. And green, how they will promote it? That food processing industries that had to be set up nearby the agricultural fields. Okay. So and it will be environmentally or ecologically sustainable. So European Union side also underlined that European Union has a target to bring 25% of area in European Union under organic farming by 2030. So this is what? This is environment friendly, ecologically sustainable. Okay, so what they have to, they have this target to bring 25% of land area in under organic farming by 2030. So Indian side has explained the scenario of agriculture in India, dominance of small farmers and commitment of government of India for welfare of farmers in country. Recent initiatives that has been taken by government to increase farmers' income. What are those recent initiatives? ENAM, Soil Health Card, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, Krishi Sichai Yojana, है ना, परंपरागत कृषि, what say, what was that, organic farming one, paramparagat krishi yojana, something like this. Okay, so these are those initiatives what government has taken to increase farmers income. And what was the target was 2022, doubling the farmers income by 2022. That was the target, है ना. Then launch of agriculture infrastructure fund, we have already talked about it. Agriculture marketing infrastructure for rural areas, scheme of formation of 10,000 FPOs, that has been explained to European Union. So basically, farmers producers organizations. This is a formal organization which takes care of all such produce of farmers. They provide marketing benefits. They provide proper organization is there, what take cares of from production to processing. Okay, so there is proper mechanism of FPOs. So these are those areas which has been discussed from Indian side in this cooperation. So, Agriculture Minister of our country has acknowledged India's support to UN Food Systems Summit and informed European Union delegation that he will lead Indian delegation to pre-summit being organized from July 26 to 28, 2021. And Indian side has also raised the issue of fixing maximum residual limit of triciclazole used in rice crop. And basically this triciclazole that is used in the production of basmati rice. Basically, Madhya Pradesh, that is the larger belt of production of basmati rice. Then Punjab is also there, in Haryana also their basmati rice production is there. So basically, this triciclazole that is used for the production of basmati rice, and it gets exported to outside. Okay. Okay. So that has been a concern for India for a long time because it has affected India's basmati rice export to European Union, and all such required studies and documents have been submitted to European Union in May 2021, which has been followed by this maximum residual limit that has been fixed by second quarter of 2022. Okay. So that is all about this article. Any questions in this, you can ask here. Any questions? Basically, this is residual limit. Residual limit means what? That is the maximum amount of pesticide residues. Basically, for production of basmati rice, what farmers do, they go for the usage of pesticides. And this triciclazole, this is a kind of weedicide. Okay, what they sprinkle in the field. Okay, what they use for the rice production to increase the rice crop. Okay, so maximum residual limit, this is the maximum limit of usage of pesticide in the production of rice crop, especially basmati rice crop. Okay, so India has raised this issue that there need to be a fixation of pesticide that had to be used in the production of rice. Why? Because pesticide is not good for health, not for soil. Okay, this is the reason what this is the issue what they have discussed. Okay. Chalo. Any questions, other questions, or shall I move on to the next one? Okay, chalo. Next is about INS Tabar that has conducted military exercise with Italian Navy. I've already said in the previous classes that whatever exercises being conducted in a year, this is important for the prelims examination, whether UPSC asks question or not, but you have to prepare it. Okay, all such exercises. So recently, Indian Navy, it has conducted military exercise with Italian Navy. So INS Tabar. So it has participated in that military exercise with frontline frigate of Indian Italian Navy, and this INS Tabor, it has joined Indian Italian Navy and entered port of Naples on 3rd of July as part of ongoing deployment in the Mediterranean. So this exercise had been conducted on the port of Naples. It has not been conducted in Indian Ocean, but it has been conducted in the port of Naples. So commanding officer was Captain Mahesh Mangipudi, that called on senior officers of Perfect of Naples Authority and regional Italian Navy headquarters and Coast Guard headquarters during the stay. So while returning, Tabor has undertook a maritime partnership exercise with ITS Antonio Marsiglia in Tyrrhenian Sea on 4th and 5th July. So this exercise, basically, it has covered several naval operations like air defense procedure, communication drills, replenishment at sea, cross-deck hello operations by day and night. Okay, so military operations, it means it is not only about naval exercises. Naval means in the Navy, in the ocean, but it has conducted all the defense exercises, whether it was on the territory, it was in the air, it was in the water. Okay, so exercise was mutually beneficial for enhancing interoperability and consolidating combined operations against maritime threats. Okay, now see, India has conducted this exercise with Italy. Italy kahan par hai? That is in the European, in the southern side of European continent. So India has established its relationship with Italy with the defense cooperation. So whenever these type of exercises are taking place in the maritime, so what is the meaning of it? It is providing a platform that both the countries will interoperate with each other. It means whenever patrolling will be done, whenever they will require each other's help, they will be available for each other. They will share technology with each other, then consolidating combined operations. Operations means what? Joint operations, joint patrolling, joint security, or counter-terrorism, these kind of operations they will go for. Then maritime threats, against maritime threats. What are maritime threats? Piracy, terrorism. Okay, so these are what? These are maritime threats. So these both the countries, India and Italy, they will be now present for each other's help in the ocean, okay, or oceanic water. So that is the significance of these type of exercises. So INS Tabor, basically, that is what? This is third of Talwar class frigate in Indian Navy, and it had been commissioned in 2004 in Kaliningrad, Russia. And it is a vessel in Talwar class and is armed with supersonic BrahMos anti-ship cruise missiles. Okay, so these specifications, these are important for the prelims paper. And this is also equipped with the Barak 1 missile. Captain Manav Sehgal, that is the current commanding officer. This is not important. Vessel is assigned to Indian Navy's Western Naval Command, which is headquartered in Mumbai. And it is well-equipped warship which can easily handle air, surface, and subsurface mission. And that is why it was not named as naval exercise. It was named as military exercise. Why? Because it is capable to operate in air, on surface, and on the subsurface. Okay, so it can also defend herself operating either independently or maritime missions or by supporting larger naval task force. Its surface-to-air weapon system include one single-rail MS-196 launcher, and launcher has capability to launch long-range Shtil-1 surface-to-air missile. And it also carry 8 LGLA-1E portable air defense missiles for short-range threats. So it is sorry. So yeah. So basically, it has capability to operate in every ranges, whether it is short-term, long-term, okay, and it can operate on the surface, in the subsurface, in the air, in the water. Okay, so in every situation, it can operate, it can function. So this is all prelim specific, but significance of these type of exercises you must know. If India and Italy had conducted this exercise, so what is the meaning of that? And if you remember, there is one case which is going on, and recently hearing had been done. Italian marine, marine officers, that was there. So basically, these type of cases, these hampers the relationship between the countries. So you must remember, you must know about the angle of those marine officers case between India and Italy. But here, India and Italy, they have shown their defense cooperation in the maritime. Okay, so it has established a new relationship between both the countries, a defense relationship between both the countries, and you must have this analysis about the significance of this maritime exercise between both the countries, or whatever exercise you read in the newspaper in a year. So countries, you must remember what was the nature of that exercise, whether it was military, whether it was navy or air, air or aero. So you must have this idea regarding the nature and significance for the mains. Okay, that is all about this article. Any questions in this, you can ask here. No questions? Moving ahead. Now, Rajasthan to develop tiger corridor connecting 3 tiger reserves. So this is also important. Why it is important? Because in prelims you might get questions on the tiger corridor. You might get question on the names which has been mentioned in this article. So regarding their location. These type of questions UPSC asks in the prelims paper every year. So Rajasthan government, it has planned to develop a tiger corridor which connects Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, Ramgarh Vishdhari Tiger Reserve, and Mukundra Tiger Reserve. Basically, Ranthambore, which is having somewhere nearby 100 tigers, and in Mukundra there is 1 tiger. Okay, so with the help of this tiger corridor, what will be the importance? The importance is that corridor, it will support the movement of tiger from one tiger reserve to another tiger reserve. It means it will give a wider area, okay, for the habitation of these tigers, and it will also help to improve the population of tigers from Ranthambore to Mukundra and Ramgarh Vishdhari. Okay, so population of tiger will get increased with the help of these tiger corridor, because these corridors will provide an easy passage or easy movement of these tigers without hampering the life of people. Okay, man-animal conflict. Okay, so central government has given its nod for creation of Ramgarh Vishdhari Sanctuary recently. And this sanctuary will link Ranthambore Reserve in northeastern side and Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve on southern side. Okay, so this so what is the corridor's name? Corridor's name will be Ramgarh Vishdhari Sanctuary, and it will provide a corridor between Ranthambore and Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve. So Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve, that is nearby Ooty. Okay, and this Ranthambore, that is in the northern Rajasthan. So proposed site for the sanctuary is in the Bundi district of Rajasthan, and it will connect Ranthambore Tiger Reserve in Savai Madhopur district and Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve in the Kota district. Okay. So proposed tiger corridor, if we talk about, so tiger corridor will be developed by relocating 8 villages, and whatever villages will come in between of these corridors, they will be relocated. So it will be a functional corridor to deal with issues of overpopulation of tigers, which Ranthambore Tiger Reserve is facing currently. As I've said, in Ranthambore, somewhere nearby 100 tigers are there, and in 65 tigers are there, and in Mukundra there is 1 tiger. So what is the purpose of this corridor? It means from Ranthambore, where overcrowded population of tigers are being found, that can be shifted to Mukundra. So this population will be dispersed from one to another one. So Ranthambore Tiger Reserve has a population of above 65 tigers currently. and at the other side, Mukundra is left with just one tiger. So this tiger corridor was proposed to balance the population distribution. Okay, so this is the purpose behind the construction of this tiger corridor. That was Ramdhar Vishdhari. Okay, what was that? Ramgarh Vishdhari Sanctuary. So about Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, this is located at the junction of Aravali and Vindhya Hill ranges, and it comprises Ranthambore National Park, Savai Mansingh Sanctuary, and Kela Devi Sanctuary. Wait a second. So vegetation of these reserves that includes grasslands on plateaus, dense forest along the seasonal streams, and typically tropical dry deciduous forest is found over there. What is the meaning of tropical dry deciduous? Basically, it is falling in the tropical region. Dry deciduous, basically, these dry deciduous forests, they have nature to shed their leaves as per the season. Okay, so seasonal shedding of leaves takes place, and basically these dry deciduous forests, they are more prone to forest fires because of their nature, dry deciduous. Okay, dryness. It is also called flame of forest because these are more prone to catch fire because of their topography. So common tree species which is found in the tropical dry deciduous forest, these are dhak. This is called betua monzoparma. So dhak tree species are found, and this is capable of withstanding long periods of drought. It means it is a kind of xerophyte. So in the long period of drought, it can withstand with the soil. So this tree is also called flame of forest. It means whenever lack of moisture takes place, then it can catch fire very easily. So it is one of many flowering plants that add color to dry summer in the reserve. It is rich in the wildlife with tigers at apex of food chain, and it is also a home to leopards. So because of overcrowding, this idea has been proposed to provide a corridor between Ranthambore and Mukundra Hill Tiger Reserve. So Mukundra Hill Tiger Reserve, basically it had been established in 2013, and it is located between two parallel mountains. This is Mukundra and Gagrola. Okay, and it is somewhere around 80 kilometers long. And in this 80-kilometer stretch, there is only one tiger, and that is why for population dispersal, this project has been proposed. Okay, so this is all prelim specific. You must remember all such facts about the location, about other sanctuaries, other reserves in Rajasthan. Okay, so you must have this idea about this. Any questions you can ask here? No questions? Archana, basically, Italian Marine officers, what they did, what is the case about? The case is about that these Italian Marine officers, they have shot Indian fishermen. Okay, and International Court of Justice, they have the case is been hearing at ICJ. Okay, and India is taking stand against these Italian Marine officers. So diplomatic relations that might get hampered. Okay, in these type of issues, and what these type of issues, what we often see between India and Pakistan. Okay, beta ye this Ranthambore, then what was the name of other Vishdhari, Ramgarh Vishdhari and Mukundra. Okay, so these three these three reserves are there in between. So it will get merged. Ranthambore, Ramgarh Vishdhari, and Mukundra. So Ramgarh Vishdhari, basically, it is in it is in between. The stretch is in between both the tiger reserves. So it will get merged into it. Okay, it will be provided as a corridor. Okay. Chalo. Any questions? Chalo. So next is about Confederation of Indian Industry that had organized Indo-Pacific Business Summit. Okay, so first edition of Indo-Pacific Business Summit had been organized by Confederation of Indian Industry in partnership with the External Affairs Ministry. Okay, so this event had witnessed participation from ambassadors and high commissioners of various countries across Indo-Pacific. Indo-Pacific means what? India and Pacific countries. Okay, Pacific Ocean countries. So Secretary from East in External Affairs Ministry, Riva Ganguly Das, that addressed the summit and underlined promotion of trade facilitation in Indo-Pacific by improving cross-border linkages and trade infrastructure. Basically, business summit it was. So between Indo-Pacific, they are searching the avenues of establishing a trade relationship between India and Pacific Ocean countries. Okay, USA, European countries, other countries as well. Okay, smaller and bigger countries. So basically, this person, Riva Ganguly, she has highlighted importance of free, open and rule-based Indo-Pacific in facilitating trade and connectivity across the region. Now here, the hidden message behind this Indo-Pacific business, what is the hidden message behind it? The hidden message is that China's trade route that passes nearby. Okay, and Indo-Pacific, you can see Quad, the establishment of Quad or the Quad. The summit whenever it held, then Quad got militarized in the Malabar exercise. So what they do, basically they interoperate in the Indo-Pacific region, and this interoperability, that this provides proper patrolling of Indo-Pacific region. And here under this patrolling, under this interoperability, what they are searching, they are searching the avenues of the trade pacts, trade relationship between India and Pacific Ocean countries. Okay, so it will provide a safety net for the trading relationship between the countries. So what it will provide? Free, open and rule-based Indo-Pacific. Rule-based means what? Proper secure environment. Okay. So it was highlighted initiatives undertaken by India that include building up of cross-border linkages and infrastructure, promotion of digital connectivity, supply chain resilience initiative, Indo-Pacific Oceans initiative. So these are those initiatives what India had discussed about in the summit. So idea of Indo-Pacific Summit, that was a single strategic space in an outcome of China's growing influence. As I've said, that China was the hidden purpose behind this Indo-Pacific Summit. So China's influence is growing in the Indo-Pacific Ocean, and that is where to curb this influence, this Indo-Pacific Business Summit has been held in the Indian Ocean region. So it signifies interconnectedness of Indian and Pacific Oceans and importance of ocean in security and commerce. Okay. So this summit had been organized in the backdrop of Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative. And this Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative had been announced by Prime Minister of our country during 14th East Asian Summit. That was a two-day summit which held between 6 July to 8 July. And it has focused on how India and countries of Indo-Pacific region can boost their economic partnership and collaborate towards sustainable use of marine resources. So here, economy plus environment, both the purposes are there behind this Indo-Pacific Summit. So environment means marine resources. Okay, so they can also work for future economic development and towards the idea of free trade. And 21 countries in total, they are participating in the Indo-Pacific Business Summit 2021. So summit will provide an industry perspective on Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative as maritime and trade connectivity. These are the key pillars of this Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative. Okay. So industry perspective had been provided in this Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative, and maritime and trade connectivity is the purpose. Okay, that is a key pillar. So Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative, that is what that has been launched by Prime Minister of India in 2019 at East Asia Summit. And this initiative has sought to ensure security and stability of regional maritime sector. open, non-treaty based initiative for countries to work together to find a cooperative and collaborative solution for common challenges in Indo-Pacific region. That was the idea behind this Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative. Okay, and with this with this Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative, they have provided a free, open environment for trade and maritime resources or marine resources. Okay, any questions in this? You can ask here. Any questions, or shall I move on to the next one? Chalo. So moving on to the next one, Matsya Setu app. So this is also another prelim specific question. So Matsya Setu, as it is the name suggesting, this is a fisherman or application for the fishermen. Matsya means fish. Okay. Setu means that provide a connectivity. So Union Minister of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying has launched this online course mobile app, which is named as Matsya Setu. And this app has been developed by ICAR, that is Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, established in the Bhubaneswar. So funding support has been provided by National Fisheries Development Board, which is located in the Hyderabad. And this app basically comprises of species-wise or subject-wise self-learning online courses module. So on this app, renowned aquaculture experts will explain basic concepts and practical demonstrations regarding breeding, seed production, grow out culture of commercially important fishes like carp, morel, catfish, scampi, ornamental fish, and pearl farming. Basically, these days, what is happening in the country? These are those avenues or those sectors which is aspiring. Okay, these are what allied sector to agriculture allied sector. So basically, these allied sectors have potential not only for the financial purpose, but they have potential to have sustainable environment. Why? Because if these type of trainings will be given regarding breeding, seed production, culture of commercially important fish, pearl farming. So basically, they, people who will go for these type of projects, they can keep the surrounding clean. Okay, for such production, for fisheries, hatcheries, for pearl farming. Okay, and it will also provide a monetary support, okay, or incentive support to the farmers or to the people who will go for these. Okay, so this app basically, it is not only about providing information regarding fisheries, regarding forecasting of weather to go for fisheries, but it will provide experts explanation regarding breeding, regarding them, and practical demonstrations will also be being given. So regarding breeding, seed production, grow out culture for commercial important fishes. So what all commercial important fishes are there? And these commercial important fishes, they are very, very expensive in the markets. Okay, so it will also help fishermen to improve their status. Pearl farming, it is also an aspiring industry. Okay, you can start it with this business in your home, and you can expand it later on. Pearl farming. And pearls, we know that these are very, very expensive when it reached out to the market. Okay. So why this app has been launched? Basically, the online course app has been launched with the aim of disseminating latest freshwater aquaculture technologies for aqua farmers across our country. So India is the second major producer of fish through aquaculture across the world, and it is also fourth largest exporter of fish worldwide, because it contributes 7.7% in the global fish production, and fish exports account for 10% of total exports from India and about 20% of agricultural exports as of 2017-18. Fisheries and aquaculture productions contribute about 1% to India's GDP and 5% to agricultural GDP. So this sector, it provides employment to 28 million people in India. It means very big population, chunk population is dependent on fisheries. So if they will get proper knowledge, okay, proper practical knowledge, then it will be helpful for these people to grow. So challenges in the fisheries sectors, what has been found. So according to Food and Agriculture Organization, 90% global marine fish stocks have been fully exploited or overfished or depleted up to an extent that recovery would not be possible biologically. Discharge of harmful substances like plastics, other waste into water bodies also causes devastation to aquatic life. So we know plastic pollution in ocean or in the water body. This is one of the biggest reasons behind loss of marine ecosystem. Okay? So changing climate is another challenging factor in the fisheries sector. Okay? So this is all about this article. Any questions in this you can ask here. हाँ बिल्कुल, ornamental fish, these are for aquarium. Okay. Matsya Setu. Matsya Setu, Karan. Matsya means fish. Setu means a connectivity. Okay, bridge you can say. So Matsya Setu is the name of the app. Okay, Rohit. Basically fishes are of two types. One is for consumption, one is for ornamentation. And another usage is medication, okay, or medical facilities. In fact, in cosmetics, medicines, many of the fish scales are used. Okay, so एक second, Nurja, I'll come on this. So this ornamentation, this is basically is used for the aquaculture, what's it, aquarium. Okay. Aquaculture, like for example, agriculture, if we talk about, what is the meaning of agriculture? It means farming on the land. Agriculture, agri produce. It means production which takes place on the terrestrial. Okay, terrestrial. It means on the land surface. Aquaculture means what? Aqua means water body. Culture means here you will go for farming of fishes, pearl, ducks, okay, whatever aqua or marine ecosystem system or marine species are there. So you will go for their production. Culture means what? That through various means you go for production of those those species. Okay, so aquaculture, it means production of fisheries, pearls, or other different types of fisheries. Okay, Nurjan, it is very simple. It is layman in the layman term. Just understand this. Okay, Nurjan. So whenever it is talking about technology means use of technology, forecasting, experts advice with the help of the this application, okay, or with the help of websites. So whenever you are using technology, it means any technique you are using in any of the field or in the agriculture. So that is what aquaculture technology. चलो, किसी भी चीज को ना, किसी भी टर्म को बस लेमैन में उसको तोड़ो और समझो. That is it. There is no rocket science in this. Just break it and understand it in the layman term. Okay, this Ministry of Cooperation, I believe you might have heard about this cooperation ministry. है ना? एक नया ministry has been opened, and this you might have seen in the expansion of cabinet this time. So basically, why it has opened? The idea behind opening of or establishing of this new Ministry of Cooperation, that was for the operations of the cooperative banks. Okay. So, or cooperative, basically cooperatives, different types of cooperatives. We can see cooperatives means cooperation of people. Okay, or when people they get they cooperate, they form some organization with the help of cooperative movement. That is their fundamental sorry, yeah, this is their fundamental right, one of the fundamental rights, and this is their constitutional rights basically, to form cooperation. So Prime Minister of our country, he led, what say, he announced for the creation of new ministry, this Ministry of Cooperation. And this had been seen while cabinet reshuffling. So ministry will provide a separate administrative, legal and policy framework to strengthen cooperative movement in India. Cooperative movement basically, if it so cooperation means what? Cooperative means what? Cooperative means group of people. Okay, they form a group, and this group is particularly, they are working in particular field. Okay, they are dedicated to particular field. And similarly, cooperative banks, whatever we talk about, so cooperative banks means what? That is, that has been opened with the help of cooperation of some section of people, or cooperation of people. So cooperative movement, different types of cooperatives you can see, milk cooperatives, okay, agriculture cooperatives. Okay, so different cooperatives you can see. So basically these cooperatives are what? Cooperation of people. With the help of cooperation of people, cooperatives can be formed. So basically this Ministry of Cooperation had been opened, had been established to provide separate administration, legal and policy framework to strengthen cooperative movements in the country. So ministry has been created to realize the vision of Sahkar se Samriddhi. Okay, Sahkar means prosperity through cooperatives. Samriddhi means what's a prosperity, and Sahkar means cooperative. Cooperative means with the mingling of people. So ministry will work to streamline processes for ease of doing business for cooperatives, enable development for multi-state cooperatives, and with the creation of this ministry, there will now be a total of 41 central government ministries. Okay. So the first reshuffle after Prime Minister's what's a oath last time. So that started its second term in office in 2019, and it will see several new faces. It has been seen basically new faces that has been appointed as ministers. Proposal to set up separate administrative structure for cooperatives had been proposed by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in budget speech of 2021. She has already said about this. And demand for a separate ministry for cooperative sector at national level had also been came from Sahkar Bharti. Okay, so there had been recommendations since 2014 from bureaucratic panels to merge ministries linked to same sector. So not much has happened till now. And in the first term, Prime Minister-led government had merged two ministries like Urban Development and Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. A new ministry, Urban Affairs Ministry, had been created in 2017 by merging both these urban, what was that? And that Urban Development and Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. So it has been merged. Both the ministries had been merged, and one ministry had been established. That was Urban Affairs Ministry. Then in second ministry under the government. So Ministry of Cooperation is the second ministry which has been created since 2019. And after taking charge in 2019, government had created Jal Shakti Ministry, if you remember. And it was all the way different than the new Ministry of Cooperation. So Jal Shakti Ministry, that has been created by integrating two existing ministries, that was Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, and Drinking Water and Sanitation Ministry. So two ministries were there which has been merged and created a one. Okay, so basically what is the idea behind this merging and establishing of new ministries? That is minimum government and maximum governance. So basically Ministry of Cooperation, that what is the purpose behind it? Purpose is to strengthen cooperative movements, providing administration, policy and framework for the strengthening of cooperation or cooperative movements in the country. Okay, so different type of cooperatives we have in our country. So their mechanism of administration, their mechanism, whatever policy they are following, their framework to operate, everything will be decided by this new ministry. Okay. Any questions you can ask here? Any questions? नहीं देखो, negative point we cannot say that of this because of this cabinet expansion. One thing you can say in the negative, if you want to write bureaucratization, okay, or executives hold is being increased. Okay, executive power had been increased with the expansion of this cabinet, but we will see this in the coming days. But right now we cannot say that this is about or anything about negative of this cabinet expansion. Basically this is about to provide to bring decentralization approach in the functioning. Okay, zyada se zyada what has been taken place, only ministries had been created, and ministry basically dedicatedly they will be working for this for the purpose, for the particular purpose. So this is the only reason behind creation of new ministry. There is no negative side of it. We'll see how it is going to function in future, then we can say that. कॉस्ट इम्पैक्ट नहीं, सीएफआई पे इसका कोई कॉस्ट इम्पैक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा. But the only idea behind this is minimum government, maximum governance. So to provide administration, to provide governance, this is the only mantra behind us. It is not going to impact Consolidated Fund of India. Okay. Basically, there are too many cooperatives in our country. Okay, milk cooperatives, many cooperatives are there, farmers cooperations are also there. So basically these cooperatives, whatever you will see, these are dedicatedly working for the particular sector. Okay, so these cooperatives, and basically you will see, you might have read that in the polity, cooperatives, wherever cooperatives are there, these are having 21 members which get selected, selected by some appointment committees. Okay, so basically this ministry of cooperation, it will look after the movement, it will strengthen the cooperative movement. So if any new cooperative wants to get set up, so there will be proper framework, there will be proper policy how new cooperative can be established. Okay, whether its establishment is legal or not, that they will check. They will provide proper guideline. On these certain guidelines, new cooperatives can be set up, can be established. Okay, so they will provide proper administration, they will come up with the policy and guidelines in the initial stage. Later on we will see what new changes will be bring. Okay, this is about prime minister basically. Okay, prime minister along with council of ministers. Okay, new ministries can be created. The final decision is of president. Okay, Kusum. Okay, Anushka. So basically their functioning would be to provide administration, to provide policy and framework, to provide proper guidelines for the functioning of the cooperatives, and they will also keep a check and balance on the cooperative movements going further. Okay. All right. Chalo. Next article, that is about Mishri variety of cherries from Kashmir exported to Dubai. Basically, these type of these are prelim specific news or prelim specific articles. So Mishri variety is related to cherries. Okay, remember this, and this is being produced in Kashmir. So first commercial shipment of Mishri variety had been exported to Dubai from Srinagar in order to boost horticulture exports. So horticulture, this is also another sector of agriculture which is having some potential to potential for farmers to earn much, to earn to earn profit. Okay. And for horticulture, there are subsidies which government provides. And Fasal Bima Yojana, horticulture is also one of the crop which is being insured. Okay. So in June, a sample consignment has been sent to Dubai prior to the shipment. And it has encouraged response from customers in Dubai. They liked it, they wanted it, the demand has raised. And to fulfill this demand, the first shipment has been sent. Okay, commercial shipment has been sent. So mystery variety of cherries that is delicious in taste, contains vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds with health benefits. So remember what are the components of mystery variety is. Okay, J&K is the state which produces more than 95% of India's total production of this commercial variety of cherries. And J&K produces 4 varieties of cherries. These are double, Makhmali, Mishri, and Italy. These are 4 varieties of what? These are of cherries. Okay, double, Makhmali, Mishri, and Italy. So this time Mishri variety has been exported to Dubai because of its mineral component, vitamins, and plant compounds with health benefits. Okay, so cherries, basically these are being harvested, cleaned, and packed by exporter registered under APIDA. Sorry. So technical inputs had been provided by Sher Kashmir University of Agriculture, Science and Technology, and food safety and quality support has been approved by APIDA, that is National Referral Laboratory at National Research Center for Grapes, which is situated in Pune, to create a brand for cherries in Middle East countries. So everything, see, cleaning, packaging, so what's a distribution, or what's a consignment, sending of the consignment. So every department has contributed in the first shipment of this consignment. Okay. Then significance of the export. What is the significance of this export? So basically commencement of commercial shipment, that is of these cherries, will provide bigger opportunities for export of other temperate fruits like pears, plums, apricot, apples, that will reach from Kashmir to Middle East countries in the forthcoming seasons. So it is the initiation, it is the starting, and going forward, other fruits or temperate fruits will be likened by Middle East population, and then export will be taking place. So it will provide a trade, it will provide trade benefits to India. Okay, it will boost up the confidence of the farmers of J&K to produce more. Okay, so what is the role of APIDA in boosting export? So basically APIDA is what? That is Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. So here this APIDA is working for the agriculture production, processed food products, and it also provide exporting facilities. Okay, so production, processing, and exporting facilities, that is provided in, by this APIDA. So what is the name? Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. So basically it holds interaction with the farmers, FPOs, government officials, other stakeholders to boost export potential of agriculture products like apple, almonds, saffron, walnuts, fresh fruits, rice, vegetables, certified organic products from Kashmir. Okay, so several virtual awareness creation programs with the help of local producers, suppliers, FPOs, and exporters are being conducted in the region, and it ensures export of temperate fruits. So basically, APIDA is the biggest player in this. Okay, who provide a support to export those temperate fruits in different countries, especially in the Middle East. Okay, that is all about this article. Any questions you can ask here. नहीं, there is no GI tag. इसको GI tag नहीं मिला है. Okay, there is no GI tag given to this cherry. ठीक है, GI hota, then it would have discussed over here. So there is no GI tag, but basically GI tag, why GI tags are given? The GI tags are given because of to prevent duplicacy. But these these varieties of cherries, these are being produced. These are being produced in the temperate region, especially in the Srinagar. So there is very less chances of duplicacy. So whenever duplicacy will occur, then GI tag will be given. ठीक है चलो बेसिकली जीआई टैग का मतलब क्या होता है दैट सो एंड सो प्रोडक्ट इज जियोग्राफिकली इंडिकेटेड टू अ पर्टिकुलर रीजन मतलब फॉर एग्जांपल बंगाली रसगुल्ला देयर वाज one tussle between Bengal and Odisha used to say that Rasgulla has originated in Odisha and Bengal used to say that it is famous of Bengali name. It means it has originated in Bengal. So that was a tussle of its origin. So that is why GI tag has been provided to Bengali Rasgulla that it has originated in Bengal. Okay, and whatever Rasgulla will be famous, that will be sold. There will be no copyright violation. There will be no violation of this GI indication. It means if Rasgulla is famous in the name of Bengal, okay, there will be no duplicacy of it. Okay, legacy would not be hampered. Now, 2021 trafficking in persons report. So trafficking in persons, it means what? It means human trafficking. Nahin. APIDA basically it is regarding food processing and export development. So it is applicable to all the countries, but here, all the states. But here APIDA is providing, it had played a major role in the export of these temperate fruits. So basically APIDA is working for all such states. Okay, regarding export and production, processing and exporting of the unique items. Okay, which have potential to earn or gain more. So this is not specific to hilly region or not specific to temperate region. It is applicable to all such regions, all such states. Okay, Bhadra. Now, trafficking in person report. So basically, trafficking in person means what? Human trafficking. Illegally, human are being sold. Okay, or illegally human organs are being sold. So that is what trafficking. So report has been published of 2019, released by US State Department, and as per this report, COVID-19 pandemic has increased this vulnerability to human trafficking, and it has interrupted existing anti-traffic efforts. How? So as per the report, India did not meet minimum standards of eliminating trafficking, and government made significant efforts, though these were inadequate, especially with the respect of bonded laborers. So because of COVID-19, what has happened? We have already discussed about it. Job loss, poverty, hunger. So to mitigate these, what people started doing, child labor has increased during COVID-19. And this is one of the human trafficking reason because of that. Why? Because children, they are illegally trafficked to other states, to other countries. Okay, so Chinese government that is engaged in the forced labor, including through mass arbitrary detention of Uyghurs, ethnic Kazakhs, ethnic Kyrgyz, and other Muslims. Concurrence of increased number of individuals at risk, traffickers' ability to capitalize on competing crisis, diversion of resources to COVID-19 pandemic had response efforts made ideal environment for human trafficking. Then countries, they were not categorized on the basis of magnitude of the country's trafficking problem, but on the basis of efforts they have made to meet minimum standards of eliminating of human trafficking. It means human trafficking used to be there earlier as well, but what efforts they have made to control it? Okay, what efforts they have made to meet minimum standards of elimination of the human trafficking? Basically, during COVID-19, every country, they have just left it. No such big efforts had been taken. So three-tier system had adopted. So countries, they had been designated on the basis of three-tier system. Okay, what is that? Tier 1 countries. Tier 1 countries are those countries where governments completely comply with minimum standards of Trafficking Victims Protection Act. And this Trafficking Victims Protection Act, that is USA's law on human trafficking. So USA, UK, Britain, Bahrain, and South Korea, these are called tier 1 countries because they have made the laws, and these laws are being implementable. This has been implemented and applicable. Then tier 2 countries, these are those countries whose governments do not comply with Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Okay, so it's minimum standards completely, they are not following it. So they are making efforts to comply with those standards, and India is in this category. Then third, tier three countries. These are those countries where governments do not comply with the minimum standards of Trafficking Victims Protection Act, and they are also not making significant efforts for the same. Basically, India is not following this Trafficking Victims Protection Act made by USA. It has made its own law. But there are other countries, they are following the standards of Trafficking Victims Protection Act, and nor they have made any significant efforts for the same. These are what? These are Afghanistan, China, Burma, North Korea, Cuba, Eritrea, South Sudan, Iran, Russia, Syria, Turkmenistan. These are those countries who falls in third tier. Special cases are also there. These are some special cases like Yemen, where civil conflict and humanitarian crisis makes it difficult to gain information regarding human trafficking. So because of the situation over there, political situation in Yemen, it is not possible to get required information regarding human trafficking. Okay, so India ka yaad rakhna, that has fallen under tier 2 category. Okay. Now, so any questions in this? News is about that trafficking. What was the report name? Trafficking trafficking in person. That has been released. Who has released this? U.S. State Department. Okay. Reason behind it? It means trafficking has increased. This is the news all about. Reason behind it was COVID-19 pandemic. It has increased vulnerability to human trafficking. Because of COVID-19, what happened? Countries had fallen short in taking efforts to control trafficking in human. And if you remember, there is one fundamental right in Indian Constitution, Article 23, I guess. Yeah, 23, 24, which prohibits human trafficking. Okay, so India has made its own law, but India is fallen short to control human trafficking. Okay, so news is about that human trafficking has increased. Who has published it? U.S. State Department has published it. Remember about trafficking. Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Who has made this act? USA has made this act. Then India's status, that is in tier 2 situation, tier 2 countries because of its own laws. Okay, so this is all about the news. Next article is about Indian Air Force to procure 10 anti-drone system. Why? What is the reason behind it? The reason is recent drone attack which India had faced in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so just to curb these type of attacks in future, Air Force has decided to procure 10 anti-drone systems to stop such attacks in future across the border areas. And what these anti-drone systems will do, we'll talk about it. So Army Force has floated request for information from Indian vendors to counter unarmed aircraft system. Unarmed, it means it will be manless. Okay, it will be all robotics. So counter unarmed aircraft system can be armed with laser directed energy weapons to bring down rogue drones. So whatever drones will be there, okay, from enemy area, that can be detected and it can be destroyed in the air. So that system they are using it. Okay. So drone attack that has been seen recently in Jammu and Kashmir on 27th of June, where two unmanned air vehicles had been used to drop bombs, and National Investigation Agency is currently probing this matter. Okay, it was a terror attack. Bombing has been done, and with the usage of this unarmed aerial vehicles. So, counter unarmed aircraft system that is intended to detect, identify, track, designate, and neutralize hostile unarmed aircraft system. So, laser technology will be used in this. That is what laser directed energy weapon. This is required as to kill the drone. Okay, systems are required to be equipped with global navigation satellite jammer system, radio frequency jammers, and soft kill options, while laser based directed energy weapon as a hard kill option in order to destroy the drones. So these technologies will be used for different purposes. Okay, so that should also provide multi-sensor and multi-kill solution to enforce effective no-fly zones for unarmed aircraft system. It will also result into minimal collateral damage in surrounding environment. It should also generate composite air situational picture for operator. Anti-drone system also require in mobile configuration, which is mounted on indigenous vehicle with cross-country capability. And it should also be powered by indigenous electrical power supply system. It should also be road and air transportable. Its design should include modularity for quick deployment and withdrawal. So these are those what's say requirements which is needed, or which is required basically in the anti-drone system. Okay, so basically drone has been used recently, and just to counter these type of attacks in future, this anti-drone system is required. And what it will be doing, it will basically detect the unarmed vehicle. It will detect how what is the efficiency of this drone, and it will be able to kill that drone, okay, to destroy that drone. Okay, so here another thing is very important. It should because it is in the border areas, that has to be deployed in the border areas. So just to protect ourselves, okay, that we are not intervening into foreign territory. So proper detection is required, that whatever surveillance we are doing in our area, we are not violating any rules. Okay, so that is there in this unarmed vehicles. Any questions in this, you can ask here. Chalo, moving on to the next. Mango diplomacy has been established between Bangladesh. So Bangladesh Prime Minister has gifted Haribhanga mangoes to India. Remember this breed Haribhanga mangoes, which has been given or gifted to India by Bangladesh. So Prime Minister of Bangladesh has gifted 2,600 kgs of Haribhanga variety of mangoes to our Prime Minister. Truck that carried 260 cartons of mangoes had crossed Bangladesh-India border through Benapol port in Jessore. And these mangoes are memento of friendship between both the countries. So mangoes, these are of Haribhanga variety, which had been grown in the Rangpur region of Bangladesh. And these are typically, it is weighing 200 to 400 grams. Matlab single mango, it will be 200 to 400 grams. Okay, and these are round in shape, extremely fleshy and fiberless. There is no fiber, and it is very much fleshy. That is why it is 200 to 400 grams in weight. Okay, what is the meaning of mango diplomacy? So mango diplomacy, this is a tradition of politics in the Indian subcontinent. It means on the basis of mango sharing. Okay, so dignitaries like former Pakistan President Zia ul Haq and Pervez Musharraf, they have also presented India with mangoes. Okay, so India-Bangladesh relations, they have entered in the new era of cooperation, and they are moving beyond historical and cultural ties. As we know that India and Bangladesh share, they have a shared culture, they have a shared history. Okay, so it has strengthened in area of trade, connectivity, energy, and defense. And now this mango diplomacy. So Bangladesh has uprooted anti-India insurgency elements from its borders. It has also made India-Bangladesh border one of the most peaceful region in the Indian subcontinent. Peaceful borders has allowed India to make redeployment of military resources to other contentious borders. And Bangladesh has also handed over several wanted criminals of India. So this is their military relations. Land boundary agreement, as we know, in 2015, this land boundary agreement came into implementation, and both the countries, they have resolved their border issues peacefully by with the help of ratification or by ratifying this historical land boundary agreement. What was the land boundary agreement? Basically, there were certain enclaves which has been fallen in India and Bangladesh. So Indians, their residence was there in Bangladesh border, and Bangladeshis, they were residing in the Indian border. So on the basis of land boundary agreement, this had been resolved peacefully. Okay. Then trade relationship. So Bangladesh has also has become biggest trade partner of India in South Asia, and in financial year of 2018-19, exports have reached to $9.21 billion, and import had reached to $1.04 billion. So India has also offered duty-free access to several products from Bangladesh. Then developmental credits. So cooperation among both the countries has deepened. India has extended 3 lines of credit to Bangladesh. So somewhere about $8 billion had been given for the construction of roads, railways, bridges, and ports in Bangladesh. Okay. Then connectivity had provided between both the countries. Direct bus service had been started between Kolkata and Agartala via Bangladesh. Nearly 500-kilometer distance it will cover. Okay, so it ran through Chicken's neck to be entirely in India. Okay, so these are those relationships they have already established. Now another new one is mango diplomacy, and Haribhanga is the variety. Okay. Bilkul, this is fiberless. This is fleshy and fiberless. ये तो लिखा ही हुआ है इसमें आर्टिकल में. चलो. Next article, that is about Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. They have identified grasses and trees to improve elephant habitats. Basically, elephant corridor or elephant, what's a man-animal conflict in Tamil Nadu that had been seen few years back in Kerala. I guess in Kerala, it was found that one elephant accidentally, she ate a pineapple and she died because of that. Okay, and that pineapple, that was full of crackers. So she consumed it, and after consumption, she died after certain hours. So just to save herself, she droned into the she stood in the pond, but it couldn't save her life. Okay, so these type of man-animal conflict or elephant and man conflict that can be seen. So here, experts from Tamil Nadu Agriculture University and Forest College and Research Institute, they have undertook a project to identify native grasses and trees to improve elephant habitats and standardize mass multiplication techniques to it. So Forest Department has set up 8-member group, and after they realized that these areas are occupied by native grasses and fodder trees in wild have been degraded. So that has to be improved and promoted. So team has submitted an interim report recently in which they have identified 29 native grasses species and 14 fodder tree species. These are palatable for elephants and other herbivores. And they have also started a nursery for growing these species in the Forest College and Research Institute. So leaves and plants, plant parts of 29 native fodder grass species and 14 fodder tree species that have been shade dried. And they have also been powdered for characterizing nutritional and anti-nutritional values. So, this is having nutritional values for the elephant for their consumption, and it will also provide a habitat. So wherever they will find food, then and there only their habitation will be promoted. So scientists have undertaken this project with the objective of improving quality of elephant habitats by restoring them with native grasses and fodder trees. And the team of experts, they have presented the interim report, and in the next phase they will assess nutritive value of trees and plants in standardized mass multiplication technology to plant in lower slopes of Nilgiris and Coimbatore Forest Division. Okay? So they have assessed the fodder quality of the same. Quality have degraded because of spread of invasive species like Lantana camera. So why, basically, what is the reason behind degradation of vegetation? Because of invasion of species, and that has been seen in Tamil Nadu. So, so these experts, they have read out. They have established nurseries where these nutritional grasses will be grown up, and then it will promote habitation to elephants. And this will be promoted in the Nilgiri and Coimbatore Forest Division as well, where habitat had been impacted because of invasion of species. So Nilgiri Mountains, if we talk about, so these form a part of Western Ghats in Western Tamil Nadu. 24 peaks are above 2,000 meters in height are found in Nilgiri forest. So highest peak is Doda Beta. I hope you are aware of it. So Doda Beta is the highest peak of Nilgiri forest, and this Nilgiri, this has derived from the Tamil word Neelam, that means blue, and Giri means mountain. So it means the color of mountain, because so on the basis of this, the name has been derived. So Nilgiri hills, these are separated from Karnataka plateau by Moyar river. Okay, so from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu, a separation is being seen in the Nilgiri mountains by Moyar river. So these are prelims facts. Please remember these. Okay. Chalo. Any questions, or moving on to the next? Okay. So next is what artificial intelligence had been used to reveal actual shape of universe. Um, Actual shape of universe, basically. So here shape of universe had been studied, and for the study of this shape of universe, artificial intelligence had been used, and this had been developed by Japanese astronomers. Okay, so it will help in removing noise in astronomical data because of random variation in the galaxy's shapes. Technique was developed after extensive training and testing on the large mock data which has been created by supercomputer simulations. Scientists have applied this new technique to actual data from Japan's Subaru telescope. Okay, so this is prelims fact. Please remember this. And they have found that mass distribution has derived from this method, and it is consistent with currently accepted models of universe. So new technology is powerful to analyze big data from current and planned astronomy surveys. So large scale structures of universe can be studied, which use a wide area survey data by measuring gravitational lensing patterns. And in the gravitational lensing pattern, gravity of foreground objects like cluster of galaxies can distort image of background object like distant galaxies. So large scale structures that comprise mostly of mysterious dark matters can distort shapes of distant galaxies. And this is the reason behind it. Okay, this is the reason why artificial intelligence is required to read the shape of the galaxy. So because of various dark matters which is present in the galaxy, or which is present in the universe, it makes difficult to understand the real shape of universe. Okay, or what all objects are available in the universe. So the technique of looking at galaxy images, that runs into a problem, because it is difficult to distinguish between a galaxy image which get distorted by gravitational lensing and actual distorting galaxy. So that is referred as a shape noise, and it is one of the limiting factors while studying large scale structures of the universe. So So to compensate this shape noise, Japanese astronomers, they are using at ATERUI second, okay, ATRI second. That is world's most powerful supercomputer. So remember this ATERUI second, this is most powerful supercomputer, and it is used dedicatedly to read the astronomy, for the astronomy. Okay, so this ATERUI second, this is a powerful supercomputer of the world, which is used for the astronomy. And it is used to generate 25,000 mock galaxy catalogs on the basis of real data from Subaru telescope. Subaru telescope is situated in Japan. Okay, so it is all prelim specific. That is all about this article. So it is already 8:30, 2-3 articles we are left with. And because of time limit, we have to end this session over here. Next weekend, I will take your current affairs. So I will continue our discussion from those topics or those articles. Okay. Any questions, whatever we have discussed till now? Any questions, any doubts, you can ask here, else I'll end the session. Chalo. So okay, all right. So thank you so much, guys. Have a nice weekend. Study hard. I'll see you next. I'll see you on next Saturday. Till then, have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice week. Bye bye. Take care. I'm sorry.